Hey guys, NV here. In the previous video, I showed you how to customize and create your own document, your own workspace. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to create your very own document for the first time. Okay. But I also want you to take note while we're at the home screen here, right here, take interactive tour. This is a great feature for you guys to explore since you're starting out. I strongly recommend you to do so you can get a little bit more comfortable in how things function. Also, here in the Learn screen, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Hands-on tutorials right here. You pretty much get a list of all of these little tutorials, tips, and walkthroughs right at your fingertips. Okay. Strongly encourage you to check these out. And these definitely deserve to be pointed out. And this is why I mentioned it. Okay. So let's go ahead and create our first document. We can do that a couple of ways. The first way is up at the very top toolbar, the top left corner, clicking on File and New. And if you notice to the right of that, Control+N, that's a hotkey. So go ahead and click on that. And this is your new documents properties menu here. Pretty much all these predefined presets that has been created for you. Businesses and designers use these presets all over the world, okay? So if you have a specific project you want to work on, I'm pretty sure it will be one listed here. So let's go ahead and close this out by clicking this X or all the way down here and clicking the close button. You can also tap the escape key on your keyboard. Now the second way of bringing up that menu is going up to create new button right here. Clicking on that brings us right back. We'll close it out one more time. And the other way, the final way, is holding Control, Command on the Mac and tapping the N key on your keyboard. And here we are again. In our preset details, I'm not going to name it. I'm going to name it later. I'm going to keep everything else here default. This is normally set to white right here, okay? But I am going to keep that a darker gray simply because it's going to be easier to focus on when I'm explaining about the zoom and I don't want it to be that bright. So once you have everything set up the way you want, go ahead and click on Create. And here you go. This is your first document right here. Now in the Documents tab right here, it's untitled. I want to go ahead and save my document now by going to File and Save As. And if you notice to the right of these, there's a hotkey right here. Okay. So go ahead and click Save As. And in this menu, I'm going to go ahead and say Save on your computer. File name, I'm going to name it my first document. Save As type should be PSD by default. So make sure that is selected. And also remember to save your project somewhere you can remember. That way you know where it is. Make a folder, kind of like I did here. And this is where mine is being saved. Once you have that, go ahead and save right here. And there is your first document's name right here. Now, I want to show you about Zoom. So if you don't have the hand tool for whatever reason, tap the H key on your keyboard or manually select it in the Tools palette. If you're still in the Essentials mode, our workspace is probably going to be down here to the left, okay? So I want to add an object or something here to where I can have a focus point when I'm explaining the zoom. And I'm going to do that by adding a shape in our document. And I'm going to do that by tapping the U key on our keyboard, which gives us the shape tool here. And up at the top where it says fill right here, I'm going to select that box and then select this color box here. Okay. And I'm going to make it a soft red, something like that, and click OK. Now hold Shift down and left click and hold and drag diagonally like this. You can also hold the Alt key at the same time, and this will kind of keep it proportionate so it's not kind of, going diagonal. But I just wanted to show you that option if you wanted to do that by holding the Alt key. and that's Options key on a Mac. So you can go ahead and release the Alt key, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag it out like so, and release. And this is our shape now. I'm going to leave the properties here all default and go back to my layers palette. And I'm going to tap the H key on our keyboard, and that gives us our hand tool. Now up here in the zoom options, right up here at the top, you can click 100%, and this gives us 100% zoom into our project so we can see it at a greater detail. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this real quick. So if you left click, hold, and drag and release, like so, this allows you to grab and pretty much move your document around. You can do the same with the vertical scroll bar here on the right side by moving it up or down. You can also horizontally scroll through with the scroll bar here, just like so, left or right. And clicking fill screen will kind of zoom out and still allow us to move our document around. Clicking fit screen pretty much goes back to default. Okay. Now fill screen, and I would pretty much see these two. It's the medium. So fill screen is a medium of these two. Okay. So that's pretty much it as far as that goes. But I want to show you the hotkeys now. Well, first, before I show you the hotkeys, well, okay, this includes the hotkey. So let's go ahead and hold the control key. Click in the corner of the object, because this is going to allow us to specifically select an area we want to zoom in on. So click, hold, drag to the right, we'll zoom in. Drag to the left, we'll zoom out, just like so. Now, if you release the control key and hold the Alt key, this does the exact same thing. Okay, I just wanted you to be aware of that. And that does depend on the version you're running though. Okay. Now, if for some reason you're holding control and this thing keeps zooming in automatically, by some chance it's happening, I want to show you how to fix that. Okay. And I tell you what, I already have mine disabled, but I want to show you this just in case that's happening. I'm going to go to Edit, all the way down to Preferences, and go to Tools right here. And if you notice, I have animated zoom turned off because this does not pertain to me personally. I don't do anything in which I would need this. But I'm going to go ahead and enable it and click OK and show you. Now, if I hold control, left click and hold, see how it automatically zooms in? That's why I have it disabled, because I don't really do anything that requires me to need it. So that feature I really don't like. So I'm going to go back to Edit, Preferences, and Tools. Okay, and disabling. You do not have to disable this feature. This is my own personal preference. You can keep it checked if you wish. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now that is disabled. Okay. Now, you can also hold Control and tap the minus key on the keyboard will zoom out. Tapping the plus key will zoom in. While holding Control, you can also tap the 0 key. We'll go back to fit screen. While holding Control and Alt, Command, and Options key on a Mac, tap the 0 key will zoom in 100% of your document. Okay. Just wanted you to see that. So that's pretty much the basics of zooming in and kind of moving around in your document of your project here. I'm gonna go back to my layers palette and delete this shape here. And I can do that with the bottom of the layers palette, selecting this trash can icon, or I can tap the delete key on the keyboard. Now, back to our Documents tab here, you can see an asterisk right there. That means something in our document has changed and it's been updated. That means we need to save our document, and we can do this by going to File and Save right here. Okay, and just go ahead and click that, and now our document's saved. And that pretty much wraps it up as far as the basics of that. And in the next video, I will show you how to place text in your document, change the color, and move it around as well. So until then, I will see you in the next video.